Hey there, John here, and with all of the Comic-Con posts, I felt the need to talk about my personal fandom, Little Shop of Horrors. For those of you who might be sadly unaware, Little Shop of Horrors is about an alien plant that talks and eats people. It started out as a 1960s black and white Roger Corman sci-fi B-movie film. It was made in 3 days because they accidentally had more time with the set than they thought they did. That version is probably most notable for having Jack Nicholson's first film role as a dental patient who gets a little too excited about having his teeth worked on. It is campy, it is schlocky, and it is everything that I look for in a sci-fi B-movie. 22 years later, this film becomes an off-Broadway musical, with songs written by Alan Menken and Howard Ashman, the team behind Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid, among others. They gave the story a nice doo-wop Motown type of sound and made the plant an R&B singer, and the plant was portrayed by 4 increasingly huge puppets, and I am a sucker for giant puppetry. 4 years later, it returned to the screen as a movie musical starring Rick Moranis and Steve Martin and Bill Murray and John Candy and Jim Belushi, and the whole darn thing was directed by Frank Oz, who was the voice of Yoda and Miss Piggy, among thousands of others. This is the first version that I ever saw. It is funny, it is entertaining, and it scared the living daylights out of me. For real. See, the reason I found out about Little Shop at all is because the kids' theater troupe that I was performing with was going to be putting it on as their next show, and I knew nothing about it. So my mom and I sat down to watch the movie, we watched the whole thing, and I decided that nope, I wanted no part of that scary frickin' giant plant eating people, which is not a kid crazy thing to do. That is a normal human thought. I do not want to be near a giant plant that eats people. So I don't do the show. I do go see a significant number of performances, though, because have you ever noticed a link between terror and fascination? Yeah, that was me as a kid. Many years pass, and I happen upon a tape of the movie, and I check out the cast list and think, I gotta give this another shot. And that's when I absolutely fell in love with it. And by fall in love, of course, I mean obsess, like to the point where I crocheted myself my own Audrey 2 puppet. Anyway, fast forward to 2010, a local theater is doing a performance of Little Shop of Horrors. I audition, I get cast as ensemble, which is just in the background, but that's totally cool with me. Any way I can be connected to the show is amazing. So then something interesting happens. For one reason or another, our puppeteer could no longer do the show. So after one of the rehearsals, our stage manager comes up to me and asks if I would be willing to do some of the puppetry. Yes, a 1,000 times yes, absolutely. Suddenly, and without warning, I am crawling inside the plant from the back, and I have officially become the thing that I have feared since I was a child, gleefully striking fear into new generations. It was easily one of the most awesome moments of my life. Because really, the whole point of the show is that you shouldn't be afraid of the plants. You should be afraid of the people who feed the plants. The people who get talked into doing something they feel uncomfortable about, and then get pushed into eventually needing to do more of it and more frequently. I'll feed you a few drops of blood easily becomes I'll feed you a whole living person. I can tell you, having sat amongst the vines and looking out through the maw of the beast, the answer is simple. To keep the human race from encountering a deadly threat to its very existence, don't feed the plants. Toodles.